Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent. Today on Dream Eater's website, we're going to be doing 1,000 Shapes of Horror. Before I start talking about the scenario, let's talk about the deck upgrades. Tommy Muldoon apparently had short supply in his level 0 deck. I didn't play it that way and I didn't know the card was in there and it shouldn't have been in there. That was a leftover from an old Mega Becky deck and I've removed it. I know you can't do that, but I didn't know short supply was in my old list or want it to be there, so it's fine. As for actual upgrades, I got a second Charisma. I've got upgraded Beat Cops. I cut my automatics for Brands of Cthugga. I've got my Enchanted Blades for at a crossroads to more reliably draw good weapons that I actually want. And I've also added extra ammos. I don't know exactly what got cut for that, must have been Live and Learn. And hopefully I feel good about those and don't end up just deeply regretting the decision, because Live and Learn's quite a good card. But oh well. I would like to get Stand Together very, very quickly, because Stella felt like she needed the help, but I think by the time I can afford to get Stand Together, Stella probably won't need the help anymore. Coming over to the Stella upgrades, I got 10 experience of permanent so that my economy would work and I can make the difficulty 0, and then with my last experience I got Gumption. The deck is decidedly better than it was, but it still feels very jank and incomplete. And Stella's weakness has always been her early scenarios, but she did pretty solidly in Scenario 1, even if we almost lost. So hopefully this scenario will go much better, and next scenario she'll feel unstoppable like I know she can. Getting into the scenario, our first of 3 agendas is 5 Doom, no additional mechanics, and we'll be told to advance when it's time to advance, 34 card encounter deck. We're starting at the graveyard for Shroud, 2 clues, victory 1, spend those 2 clues to remember we noticed the missing bones, and the only location we need to know about is that we cannot enter the upstairs hallway. So let's get into these mulligans and see what's going on. Over here, I don't know if I'm hard mulliganing for anything, really. Like, I think I keep 45 Thompson Tetsuo, even though I can't really afford that. Yeah, I'm gonna toss all of this. I'm gonna toss Tetsuo too, because I just want an economy card instead. Economy now, not economy later. And we got the emergency cash and the Stand Together, so that feels pretty solid. Now, over here in Stella, we're looking at... We have at a crossroads, so that's good. And then the other stuff I'm not as thrilled about. But if we are going to have an emergency cash, we want to have it on turn 1. We really, really need Dark Horse and Mariner's Compass. But because we have the at a crossroads, I think I'm willing to hold emergency cash. No, because we have Stand Together already anyway, so we don't need the emergency cash. Shadowlight Old Keyring is something. Not what I was looking for, but it's something. We're going to be giving this at a crossroads to Stella. We're going to go first over here. It is Stand Together and emergency cash. Gain 5 here, gain 2 there. And then spend 4 of that. Play Thompson. Or 6 of that, rather, going down to 4. Over here, our first action is skipped, and we draw 3 cards. Alright, we have a plan, evidently. I guess we don't actually do those, maybe? We just, like, Shadow Light these 4 Shrouds later? Next turn, we can have Tommy walk up first. And I can use Keyring Gumption to use Shadow Light here and get the clue from somewhere else. That's just perfectly fine. If that's the plan, I should play a Keyring now as one of my actions. And as my last one, I don't really know what to do. I think it's draw a card. I'm free to investigate, because if I fail, it's not a problem, unless there are penalty tokens, in which case I am absolutely not free to investigate. I can take a damage on a squid, and I believe there is 1 squid. This has clearly not been updated since I changed the bag. There we go. In fact, there are 2 squids. So I don't really feel great about probably just dealing a damage to myself for no reason. I'm just going to draw the card the normal way. Get another Live and Learn and go into upkeep phase. What causes these weird little gaps between my cards? It bothers me tremendously. Glad to see Mariner's Compass, though. Daring is fine, not particularly exceptional, but I'm glad to see something that cycles at least. This card, Indescribable Apparition, is going to go my threat area, get -1 to everything if the unnameable is with me, 2 actions to discard, not really the biggest deal. Grasping Hands, huh? I'm up 1 naturally. I don't have Lucky. I can neither rain nor snow this, and I'm going to. No, for the same reasons I did it previously this way, I don't see a reason to rain or snow this, because I could just get a good result and never need to rain or snow a Grasping Hands. And if I do need to rain or snow Grasping Hands, I can just do it on the second one. So I'm just going to take the test. I take 1 damage. Who cares? That's not worth rain or snow. And I'm glad I didn't play it. Now, over here, first action, we're walking up on Tommy. Game freaks out. This mouse needs to go. It's got to get replaced. And up here we have 2 Shroud, 2 clues. Investigators spend 2 clues to reveal the upstairs hallway. And then we have a lightning bolt for if the unnameable has 2 damage, we can put the unmarked tomb into play. And there are, no, not this. I think this is the only way to do that one, but there are several redundant things. There would be like 2 ways to do everything, basically. This one might also be an exception, but there's gonna be, I think, 3 objectives throughout these 5 locations, and they're just gonna be repeated a little bit. Now, I'd rather shed a light clues off of a location with higher shroud than that, so I'm actually gonna keep walking away. 4 shroud, wonderful. That's way better. That's so much better. It actually lets me use shed a light on this location and then that location. I need a second gumption for that location though. I'm going to investigate with old keyring, commit gumption, making the difficulty 0, play shed a light, which costs 0 thanks to on your own. Wait, incorrect. I have quick learner. It's very important that I remember how this card works. Because right now the difficulty is actually 5 and I cannot do it first action, so I play Mariner's Compass first instead. Then second action, the difficulty drops down to 4, and I play Gumption and Shed a Light on the keyring check we don't pull from the bag. I get 1 clue, another one from my location, and another one from any location. Good job, gang. You're pretty good cards. And last action, I walk up. Because I do want to get out of this graveyard before the ghouls get here. That would be pretty rough. That's it for us. Wait a second, did I just move twice on Tommy and forget to do his last action because I was so hype? I think that's exactly what happened. I play Cherished Keepsake as his last action and then upkeep. 2 of 5 Doom, feeling really good about our tempo so far. Oh, hello. Huh. I wish Daryl were in this side of the campaign so we could just trip this guy and let him have the room. So, I'm editing the video right now, and I'm actually not going to mess up the rules of the Lumbering Gug here. But I've always thought Lumbering Gug was a badly designed card, because this text here, I think so many players that don't know the minutiae of the rules, they're like, oh, if you exhaust the Gug, it stays exhausted for a turn, not knowing that it hits you during the enemy phase, and then it exhausts, and then it readies after that in the upkeep phase. But I've been thinking, like, if the Lumbering Gug, you have no answer, worst case scenario, you let it hit you and you walk away from it. You just like skip your turn, it hits you and you run while it gets back up. But it doesn't disengage after it attacks you. That's not in the rules either. So even though I've always thought like, oh, this is a trap that messes up new players, it's been messing me up. I've never done the thing that I thought you could do, I've never had to, and I'm not about to. But if this thing hits you and it exhausts, nowhere does it say that it disengages from you in the rules. So what actually happens is somehow the Gug can't hit you, but if you try to walk away from it, it scrambles past you and keeps up with you. Because you'll just be dragging around an exhausted Gug like Kaimani, who doesn't want to kill somebody and he wants to keep evading them to pick their pockets. Which is ridiculous. Anyway, back to the game. Over here, we've got Obscuring Fog. That's not really a big deal. Like, I'm not happy about it, obviously, but it's fine. Can I deal with that? I'm attacking at +2 presently. I can Daring for a pretty guaranteed hit. Just like, don't autofail. If you autofail, the game might end. Like, I'm not even joking. If I autofail, the game might just be over. I have to shoot it 3 times. It's so fucking big. You're obviously meant to run away from it. What am I gonna do? Move, engage, invade on my Kluber, and then evade it again next turn? Using probably both copies of Live and Learn? That sounds so bad. Tommy's gotta deal with this. He's the fighter. Yeah, so I'm back again. It turns out that I wouldn't have to evade it twice because it's the Gug. You only have to evade it once. That's the whole thing. But second of all, I'm about to shoot this with Daring. And like, don't get me wrong, Daring does provide necessary accuracy here. But if I were to try to trip it with Daring, I'd be up 3 and that would essentially kill the Gug in 1 hit without using a bullet. And just on the whole seems a lot safer than pumping the entire Thompson into it. So, this was bad play. Don't do what I'm about to do. Use Daring to trip it. God, I wish Daryl was here so bad. Oh man, spoilers. When I played Daryl the first time, it was webside. You know how we dealt with this? Yorick tripped it because Daryl reduced the difficulty to 0. Daryl is such a broken, just game warping character. And having to deal with this guy normally is a nightmare. All right, let's do it. Don't autofail me. All right, cool. That's not a problem. He takes 2. I use a bullet. Should probably remember to pay for that. And I get to draw a card. That's not overpower at all. I'm shooting it twice more at +2 both times then. Nothing to think about, nothing to do. Okay. Sounds fun. That's 2 damage. Well, look at that. Can't actually use that, but the Gug is dead, actually. So that's cool. My gun's pretty empty now. Got other problems, but that's nice. I kind of want to go left so I can find a 3-shroud location, maybe. Because I can't actually handle this 4-shroud location without second gumption. Second gumption is pretty unlikely. I don't think I need to be near Tommy, because, like, the only enemy that's not a ghoul, I think, just already spawned, right? Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. It's only 2 shroud, but that's still fine. It goes up to 3, but that's actually fine, because Quick Learner will bring it down to 0 all the same on my 3rd action. And this one also needs me to be damaging the unnameable, so that's another one that we can't quite do just yet. Oh. Did I just forget to do this when I was here? Look, I got the 2 clues from that room. Let's imagine that we've done this one, and then I'm going to mark this as a thing that's been done. I was so hyped about Shadow Light, I forgot to do the lightning bolt thing that you are meant to do to win the scenario. Anyway, that was our first action. Second action, we could try to get the clues with Mariner's Compass, but I need to go down to 0 currently. I'm having a hard time doing that. Do I just draw a card? I mean, honestly, seems pretty good. Oh my god. It's only difficulty 2. I don't need to use Keyring. I play Winging It for 0 because of Oneuron. And with Winging It, reducing it by 1, plus 1 from Quick Learner. Not Oneuron, from Quick Learner. That's a 0 difficulty test. Oh, right, yeah, it gets plus 1 for each investigator there. I can't use Winging It. I've got to use the Keyring. Unfortunate. But I can still do something useful here. I can commit Resourceful to this Shadow Light test. And that's going to automatically succeed, getting back the other Shadow Lights. And I'll get both clues here and 1 clue from the 4-shroud location. Stella's just sort of going, isn't she? Anyway, upkeep phase. Oh, hey, other gumption. All right, sure, I can get through another 4-shroud location with that. That doesn't seem okay. Out of Crossroads, huh? I'm feeling not great about my cards here. I think Stella's fine, but maybe I need some draw over here. 3 of 5 Doom and Evil cards. Grasping Hands, no Meat Soak yet. Nothing can be done about this. No one's here to help me, so just take your 3 damage and enjoy it. Ouch. Glowing Eyes goes in my threat area. At the end of the round, take 1 horror for each card in your threat area to a maximum of 3. Discard Glowing Eyes. So that's a reason to get things out of your threat area fastest you can. Why is old Keyring still here? Did it just like drop out of my hand? Yes, my mouse is so broken. Can't wait for the new one to get in. If I can Resourceful Shadow Light 2 more times, I never actually have to come to this location. Oh, but I have to spend clues there. So I will have to go to that location anyway. So it's just like move, Shroud 4. I can only get it down to 2, so there's no way to use Shadow Light this time. This is +2, not -2, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I think that just means... Oh, I have Gumption. Fucking hell, Stella. I moved twice. I can investigate with Winging It. I don't need to pay for it. I have Oneuron. Because this is my 3rd action, it's going to reduce by 1, by 2, down to 2. I use Gumption, and I play Shadow Light for free because of Oneuron, and I get 2 clues, and I take a 3rd win from here. Okay, this seems very fair and balanced. And then at the end of the round, I'll take a horror about this. I'm just gonna do it now so I don't forget it. My turn starts, I draw 3 cards on Tommy. Back in the land of reasonable, sensible things that can happen, I play Brand, and I play extra ammo. And we have plenty of fight now. And that's just it for Tommy. All he did was set up to fight. It's much less impressive. This is a lightning bolt, right? We spend 2 clues in this location. And we've not only remembered the missing bones, we've remembered a desecrated portrait. Top of the round, 4 of 5 Doom and Evil cards. This foggy room with 1 clue that isn't victory, yeah, it's also locked. Sure, why not? Oh hey, I've got it too now. Like, theoretically, we could get rid of these, but we also could just ignore it and hope it works out. So I'm gonna walk here on Stella as my first action. I spend 2 clues as a lightning bolt, and I think that just reveals the upstairs hallway. It does. 2 shroud, no clues. You may spend clues here to put the set-aside attic location to play. Thanks, mouse. Really freaking out a lot these days. I'll spend 2 clues here to put the attic location into play as well. Attic comes down. I'm sorry, apparently in the upkeep phase, I drew Narcolepsy, so let me retcon this slightly. Tommy goes first. He slaps Stella right in the face, then he walks to the left. And then he plays Tetsuo. Cool. Then the Stella turn that I was talking about starts to happen. And since I paid clues for this one, I'll go to Attic first. 4 Shroud, 2 clues. Investigators can spend 2 clues as a group to recover a strange key. I'll need 1 more to do that. I'll handle it next turn. That turn was just triple move. Cool. Upkeep phase. Every second we get further away from a working Mariner's Compass. I have no assets with damage, so Rookie Mistake shuffles back in. 5 Doom. Reset the counts. And the Nameless, or the Unspeakable, whatever it is, the Unnameable, is spawned. It's an aloof hunter that cannot be defeated. It's spawning in the upstairs hallway. And it gets -1 fight and evade for each of the following that are true: Cracked Mirror, Missing Bones, and Desecrated Portrait, so it's already getting -2, -2. Strange Key is not one of these things, it's something else. Presumably, the Cracked Mirror will be in one of these other rooms. Each swarm of rats gains Swarming 1. I love that. 6 Doom at the start of your turn. If it's ready and at your location, test 2 head. If it fails, if you fail, it attacks you. So it's not really fighting us, but it kind of is fighting us. So, Stella, what are you doing? You're looking at playing Dark Horse, investigating with 3 spent just so that you'll be able to get rid of this. I mean, I am definitely playing Dark Horse in my first action, but I think I'm just going to try to break this with winging it, right? I'm going to tap Mariner's Compass and spend 3. And that puts me at 5 to 4, which sucks, so I'm going to commit Take Heart to that. Unsurprisingly, I failed, but I'll gain 2 resources, grumble grumble, and draw 2 cards, the more important part. And I get the action back because I'm Stella, but this is still my 3rd action of the turn, so we enter the -1 difficulty phase. And I am going to... where is it? There's Winging It. I'll play Winging It from my discard pile, dropping this all the way down to 2 difficulty, and I have 2 in my book, which is, not actually that good. But I have a Live and Learn, and I'm ready to commit that. And looking at this, I'll commit my 2nd Mariner's Compass after this. This would be my 3rd action. I actually almost passed that. If Dark Horse were active, it would have worked. But it doesn't, so I have to play Live and Learn. And then I commit Mariner's Compass to beat the -3 in the skulls. Didn't need it that time. This shuffles into my deck, and I get both clues. Stella feels a lot better with these permanent cards in the second copy of Gumption, and also just generally a better draw order has been helping quite a lot. I don't really want to end my turn with the Unnameable, but at the same time, man, 2/2 is a lot of damage. I really don't want to end my turn there. I'm not great at that test. Oh, I can commit neither Rain nor Snow, though, and just not get hit. No, I'm going to draw a card, because it lets us do the clever thing that you're supposed to do to deal with this guy. Tommy moves twice to this upstairs doorway. It's 1 Shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. You have to lose an action or take a horror to investigate here. If only I had more Shadow Lights. Why don't I have 8 copies of that card? Anyway, you can spend 2 clues here to handle the unmarked tomb, but that's actually something we've already done through other means. Oh wait, no it's not. I'm completely full of shit. The unmarked tomb one is down here for damage. We do need to go do that at some point. Alright, so as my last action on Tommy, there's not really anything super useful I can do. Giving money to Stella is not actually a thing she wants, so I'm going to stand together myself and just end my turn. Honestly, no, I'd rather have that to commit to the head test. I'm going to draw a card. The Unnameable is going to hunt up here, and when does he go off exactly? At the start of your turn. Upkeep phase, overpowers great. At a crossroads. I feel like I'm out of steam here. I'm going to give it to myself. 1 of 6 Doom and Evil cards. Night Terrors is back. Probably just going to take the test and mill some... Wait, do I have cards I care about? What am I looking for? I'm done, aren't I? I guess I'd beat Cops level 2. Those seem to be pretty good cards. Anyway, over here we get Deceptive Memories, and after another card's in your threat area, choose and discard a card from your hand. Test 3 head. If you succeed, discard this. Not a fan. Also, at a crossroads interacts pretty unpleasantly with Quick Learner, because you are just skipping that first action and not actually spending it. It doesn't say spend an action or anything like that. It says lose an action. I haven't actually taken my first action. It's just not there. So the correct way to do it would be like this to mark that it hasn't happened yet. I'm going to use the first one and just remember how it works. Anyway, I get 3 cards, and then we get to figure out how the hell Stella's contributing. We're going to go left because we don't want to be with the Oh, cool. Without a say in the matter, is instantly get called by the Mist, and I'm forced to choose and discard a card from hand. Cool, rip unexpected courage. Like, keep being surprised you're in the deck. You really shouldn't be. I'm gonna test this 3-3 and use Live and Learn to break it. That seems like the plan. I'm just going to win, I guess. Thanks, Stella. And Tommy's probably gonna stand still with that guy. Stella's gonna walk down and end her turn as our next action. Now, Tommy has to take 3 head test, and he also has a -1 to his head, so he's testing 2-3. It is 3, right? It's 2-2, actually. He has a pretty good chance of passing it, but I don't want to. Good, because I didn't. I put 2-2 on Tetsuo, killing him and giving me 4 resources. I triggered Tetsuo's ability and searched the top 9 cards in my deck. He didn't find anything. Maybe he'll find something next time, Tetsuo. I shuffle him back in with Tommy's ability. Do I want to get rid of Night Terrors? That's kind of an important question, right? It'll eventually deal me some terror, right? Because of that other card. Oh, wait a second. It's already gone off because I failed the test that I was given before my turn even started. I use extra ammo, guard dog, and lucky. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take the test and then, you know, fail that. Unsurprisingly, I lose 3 more cards. Safeguard, Becky. It's fine. I didn't need any of that. And it's gone. I'm just gonna double action to get rid of Indescribable Apparition because I don't want to move. I want to stay with this guy so he doesn't move towards Stella and he stays up here and we can just outrun him. And for the life of me, I can't remember what Stella's turn was, but evidently I have taken it, so I'm gonna trust past me on that. Resourceful out of Crossroads. Out of Crossroads is going to go to... Man, maybe Stella, I don't know. He doesn't really need more cards. Neither of us do, honestly. I'm gonna give it to Tommy, though. And 2 of 6 Doom, we have plenty of time left, it feels like. Evil cards. Secrets in the Attic, test 3 head. If you fail, take 1 horror, put it into play next to the agenda deck. Lightning Bolt abilities cannot be triggered for this round. That's 1 horror? I don't even care. I do fail, unsurprisingly, but like, it's fine, I've got a bear for this. And over here, I will put this here because there's gonna be an ability here I'm gonna try to use and then realize I can't. And I've got glowing eyes over here now, great. So I know I can kill the glowing eyes with relative ease. Because what I can do is I can walk into the upstairs doorway. This is a room that clears all of your status ailments. I remember that exists, and having not seen it yet, I know it must be this one. But at the same time, that's like my full turn to prevent 2 horror. I could just instead get rid of Called by the Mist and take 1 horror, or 2 horror rather, but be rid of my weakness. Tommy, why the hell have you taken 5 damage? That is not good. That is very, very bad. Holy shit. Yeah, he's been slapped by the boss and failed a grasping hands. That's horrifying. Tommy can't tank this guy anymore, but he also, like, he actually can do this room pretty effectively. He's up 2 on that test. So Stella's walking up here. That definitely happens every time. It's a 3-shroud room, 2 clues, double action to get rid of your non-weakness treacheries because, of course, it can't include your actual weakness. And you spend 2 clues to find a cracked mirror. I could do that now. I'm going to. So now we've done all the things and it's down to a 2-2. No, we haven't, because we literally can't do that right now. I made a point to remind myself of this. There just aren't that many super high difficulty tests. I don't feel like I need to worry about Call by the Mist, especially with Quick Learner. I'm going to play Winging It. Doesn't actually cost money. Oh, wait a second. I can make it cost money if I want to. This is a reaction. I'm going to let Winging It cost money, because I want to stop having money. And then I'm going to be investigating at, you know, bad numbers, very bad numbers. Unsurprisingly, I failed. And then last action, I get this action back actually. I'm gonna play Winging It from my discard pile, which will again cost the money. And this time it's at 2-1. And I have Live and Learn for if it fails. I Live and Learn and now I'm up 3 instead of up 1. And I'm also going to commit Resourceful to this one to be up 4. Wait, that works on books, right? Yes. And I don't fail, so I get a card back from my graveyard. I'm not sure that I actually want Shadow Light at this point. I think the better card might just be Gumption to make other skill tests easier for the upcoming sprint out of here. Aren't there supposed to be ghouls in this scenario? Isn't that like a big identifying feature of the scenario? Anyway, I got the clues. That's the important part. That's what Winging It actually does. You know, looking at this, I really should have considered just, getting rid of Called by the Mist, or using this ability. But instead I'm about to take 3 horror, and I guess that's fine. It's probably not a big deal. This goes away and I take 3 horror. I'm sure that wasn't important. Upkeep phase. Oh, maybe actually take the turn over here first, though. Sorry, Tommy. I have to do this the second my turn begins. Then this guy attempts to slap me. The test is up 1 naturally. Up 2 is stand together. I can't really afford to commit more than that. -3s are skulls, though. Why does this card not commit for a head? Tell me, game developers, why this magical spell does not commit for head icons. Is the guardian half of the card that it only commits for a fist? The only thing I have that commits for a head is the cherished keepsake, and I feel like I need that, but I don't actually. So I commit the cherished keepsake too, because the health damage is more important than the horror soak. Didn't need it, but I needed to be safe. Tetsuo, please God, come save me. I won't let it kill you again, I promise. You're safe. And I think after that, do I have 1 charisma or 2? Well, obviously I have no charismas according to this. You see, the issue is that somehow I removed charisma from the deck, which you're not actually allowed to do. I was like, didn't I start with charisma because of In the Thick of It? How's that possible? And the answer is I have 1 charisma. I'm gonna play Guard Dog. It seems like a sensible thing to do. And that'll be it for Tommy. He's just still over here distracting the guy. This will discard at the end of the rounds. And then upkeep phase. Tommy's now bleeding to death. That's great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Winging it is back so I can keep getting clues at a pretty good pace. 3 of 6 Doom and evil cards. So when we fail this script show, I think I just killed the cherished keepsake. I don't really care too much. I swear to God, there are ghouls in this scenario. Oh, I pass. I put 2 damage onto the guard dog. Alright, that makes me feel a lot better about my current situation, I guess. Night Terrors is here now. And I kind of need to clear this shit out so I don't just die next time I draw that 1 treachery card. I can do this test, really. I can just test up to a couple of times and take the horror. No, I can't. I have to kill internal injury. And then I test up 2, like I said. And I kill the bear. And I gain 2 resources from killing the bear. And then we investigate up 2. I put 1 damage on Tetsuo. And I get a clue. Tommy, your star is very weird, and I don't know if I'm actually getting value. It feels good, though. Now I'm going to spend those 2 clues I was talking about earlier. And this place can be marked as something I've done. This guy's got -3 at this point. I'm going to double action to clear all of my non-signature weaknesses, and then just walk back into the hallway. And that'll be the whole turn. And it's not impressive, but I think it's the necessary turn for Stella to actually just, not die. So we go into upkeep, we're good on hand size. We go into upkeep, we're good on hand size. Second beat cop is going to be great eventually. 4 of 6 doom and evil cards. Hey, look at, wait, that's not a ghoul. That's a ghast. They're legally distinct. All right, fine. Glimpse of the Underworld goes in my threat area. It's going to deal 1 damage and 1 horror every time I would take damage or horror, unless I just choose to get rid of it now voluntarily. That seems like the sort of thing I want to just let Tommy do to kill his own allies, though, because he actually wants to do that, the fucking terrible person that he is. I'm going to take Tommy's turn first. I can't commit anything because my hand is just nothing but fist icons. Stop it. Tommy, stop. You've given them all the damage they can take. I'm going to shoot the ghast, because that's just what you do with a ghast. I pass by everything, get out of here. I'm going to investigate, and I'm going to kill my guard dog with the horror to gain 3 resources and shuffle them in. Up 2. That's a pass. I get the second clue, and I spend both of them to put the unmarked tomb into play down here. Neat, Tommy got clues and contributed. I'm going to move down to Stella's location, and I'm going to use I'm going to use the lightning bolt window to discard this for her and kill Tetsuo. Man, it sucks to be Tommy's teammates. Anyways, Stella, how are you doing? I can stay here and make sure he doesn't get hit by committing neither rain nor snow. That feels really gratuitous and unnecessary. I think our objective is just get to the unmarked tomb, basically. Man, Mariner's Compass just isn't that good when instead of using Mariner's Compass, you only use Shadowlight and Winging it, and you always have 1,000,000 resources. This number shouldn't be going up, I should be clicking it down. I'm gonna click it down like twice, because I just keep hitting upkeep and not reflexively doing that. Gonna put a giant Dark Horse over here and see if that helps. It probably won't, but it's funny. I don't want to get too far ahead of Tommy, to be honest. On the other hand, if I run now, I can make it all the way into the tomb
before the ghouls cut me off. So that seems like a good thing to do. We all need to be at Unmarked Tomb, and we need to have a strange key. Did I do a strange key? Surely I did, and I just forgot to mark it, right? I think I forgot to spend the clues what actually happened. Because I was there, I got the clues in that room, and then just didn't do it, I think is what happened. I'll do a quick recount of the clues to make sure this checks out. So I'm doing a recount of the clues, and it looks like I actually did spend those, I just didn't mark that I did it. Because I'm coming up with 2 missing clues each time I count. Either way, I should have been able to do it, but I'm honestly not sure what happened exactly. I do know that Stella's been at that location after getting the clues with no reason not to have done that, though. Anyway, that's it for us. Hunter Face, he comes. Upkeep. It actually did. It's the reason I remembered it helps. Tetsuo Mori. 5 of 6. You'd think Tetsuo would stop coming back, but he's too noble for his own good. Oh. Shit. I don't have hat icons. Tommy, you want to pull another one of those stars out of your ass? No? Damn. I guess I'm discarding... My mouse sensitivity just dropped to absolutely 0 there. That was weird. I guess I'll get rid of Brand on the basis that I have another one in my hand and the gun can deal 2 damage more times than Brand can at this point. Over here, we've got a ghoul in the graveyard like you do. That's it for us, or for the enemy phase rather. I'm going to go on Tommy. This guy's with us. We have to deal with him. That's a -2. I take a damage, and then he hits me for a 2-2. Fun. Okay. I move. I'm gonna move down on Tommy. I'm not gonna move twice. I'm gonna play Tetsuo Mori. And then I'm gonna move down again to this location so that the Nameless can't attack me. The ghoul minion engages, unfortunately, but that should be more or less fine. Over here, I have time to burn to get rid of Call by the Mist. I'm going to investigate my location as my second action. It's 2 to 3. I'm going to fail. I use Mariner's Compass and spend 3 to be up 2 instead. I commit Perception. I don't really care about this, though. Fine, I'm just up 3. Yeah, that still works. I get a clue. And that'll be it for us. I probably was supposed to discard a card during the upkeep phase, but I'll just discard 2 now. It's more or less the same. I don't think I need to draw more cards. I think we're good. The old keyring is actually a little bit helpful, but you just discard winging it because it's actively beneficial. What am I talking about? Tetsuo Mori gets slapped for 1/1, which sucks for him, but it is literally why he's in the deck. This guy hunts down. 6 Doom, Agenda advances. Actually, don't know what's gonna happen. Oh. Okay. I have 7 turns left. Rats have Swarming 2. The Unnameable is now not aloof, instead he is massive. At the start of your turn, if he's ready and at your location, test you head. If you fail, it attacks you. But honestly, from this point onward, it's kind of easy to deal with him, because now that he's not aloof, you can just, like, evade on Stella at 4 to 2. Over here, we're gonna 45 Thompson this ghoul. That's just gonna kill him. There's not really much to say about it. Maybe not. Nope, still kills him. It passes by 4. And then I spend my time playing 2 Beat Cops, because I know it's actually important that I get this stuff out, and it's not important that I run full speed. I have plenty of time. Oh, I play 1 Beat Cop. And I leave. Because he will just, like, walk down and hit me for 2-2. And, you know, kill me a little bit if I do that. I forgot he was in the next room. Let's not play the second Beat Cop. Now, over here, we just have to wait till the end of the round to advance, right? Yeah. So I'm going to spend an action to play this old keyring. I'm going to investigate with Mariner's Compass and spend... I don't need to spend all my money, actually. I can spend it, like, on an actually useful thing next turn. I'm just going to investigate normally and probably fail at 2 to 3. Unsurprisingly, that is the case. I get the action back, and now it's difficulty 2 to 2. And I'm going to investigate with Perception. No, I want to save that for Mariner's Compass. I'm going to investigate at 2 to 2. Am I just doing that? No, I use an old keyring charge to make it guaranteed success. That's obviously what you do. Doesn't matter that I'm in the graveyard, the difficulty is 0, I get the clue. And last action, I guess I draw a card. That's it for us. Upkeep phase, I've overdrawn. This hand seems really strong. Upkeep phase, rookie mistake. Goodbye for real this time, Tetsuo. You've done your job, though. Like, Jesus Christ, Tetsuo, you soaked so much damage. This guy has hunted down here, by the way. 1 of 7 Doom. And that's something I've already read. There's nothing new here. Is Swarm of Rats in the deck? Like, it seems as though Swarm of Rats should be in the deck based on the agenda, but it doesn't really happen. I'm good on health. I'm testing this at 4 to 3 anyway. I have a lucky if I want to mitigate an autofail or something like that. I'll just pass instead. It's cool. Oh, at the end of the round, we advanced. So I've done this a little bit wrong. Okay, let's sort things out slightly. I think most of this will still stand. All right, as you can see, we are now running down the stairwell. Every time this happens in any scenario, custom campaign, finale of Edge of the Earth, right now, I have the same thought, which is, oh, so we're running in a straight line again. It never actually works as well as it seems like it could. I think this is actually the best implementation of it, but it's also like one of the most frustrating and repetitive. So I don't know. It feels like the scenario would just be better without this in this scenario and every other scenario like this. Anyway, the bottommost mysterious layer, or mysterious stair rather, has the resign action, and our goal is to get there and escape. They're orthogonally connected. The unnameable is with us. He's massive. He's not aloof. We're at a 3-0 location, and this one I assume doesn't happen because we just teleport into it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like, it specifies that I reveal it, but it doesn't specify. I don't know. I honestly don't know if that's supposed to do it. I suspect. I don't know. I feel like I am supposed to lose an action, actually, which is really deeply frustrating. I'm gonna lose an action. I feel like you're supposed to. I'm not happy about it, but whatever. And then we draw this ghast, and we draw whatever the other card we drew was, and now we're here. Cool. I'm gonna go first on Stella. I am going to be forced to test my head test immediately. And I don't really feel safe taking that much damage, so I commit neither Rain nor Snow to make sure that it doesn't do anything, because even if I fail, I don't take damage now. I'm going to attempt to evade this guy. Maybe not just yet, though. I kind of have to, though. I attempt to evade the boss. It's probably going to fail because it's difficulty 3, thanks to it being my first action. 0 is actually a pass. So you are just evaded. I'm going to walk to the next location. No, I need to be here to babysit Tommy. That's not true. Tommy's coming too. I move down. It's connected to the locations above and below. When it's revealed, move the unnameable to it. Cool. Hi. Glad I didn't stay behind to save Tommy. We cannot move or resign until we've dealt 3 damage to the unnameable now that it's here. Tommy, can you shoot this guy for me real quick? It's really easy to shoot this guy. And I'm gonna need to play that second beat cop. Like, we're just gonna need that. And that's it for us. Upkeep phase, upkeep phase.
2 Doom and evil cards. Crypt Chill. I got a lucky. I'm allegedly up 1. Oh, you have to be kidding. And these are all graveyard locations. All right. I probably didn't need this gun. It's probably fine to not have a gun. I don't think I needed that. Okay, well, this one can't be much worse than losing that. There's like no filler left because all of it's had to die to keep Tommy alive. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like Tommy. This has not been changing my opinions on him at all. This is probably fine. What's Tommy doing? Tommy's gonna take his turn first. Can't play this guard dog. He can play Brandigathaga. And he can walk in. And he can tap both beat cops to deal 2 damage to this guy. I'm just gonna make a big health counter here. And he needs to have 3 damage on him, so we're most of the way there already. And then I'm gonna Brandigathaga him. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit this. I don't know if I ever need 1 charge or anything. I'm gonna deal 2 just in case something says 2-player damage. This is difficulty 3 to evade right now, so I can't reliably do it. He's not alert or anything, so I'm safe to just waste an action while it gets easier. So I evade at up 1. Yeah, cool. Good job, Stella. Everyone's super impressed. I guess I'm leaving. I'm not. I need to be here so that when it readies, Tommy doesn't have to take the test. Because it will just, like, slap Tommy straight into the dumpster. He will die. Yeah, Tommy can just get, like, Rotting Remains, or sorry, Grasping Hands. Rotting Remains also, like, Rotting Remains or Grasping Hands into the slap does kill him. I can walk backwards if I have to save Tommy. I'm going down. You cannot leave this location while an enemy is here. And now that I'm here, there's a ghoul here. I'm going to take a tiny incompetent ghoul, and I'm going to dodge said ghoul at 4-1. Skull is -3, he's evaded. Upkeep phase. Don't need that emergency gash very much. Don't really need the other one either. 3 and 7. Evil cards. Oh shit. That's very bad. Even if I auto-fail, my beat cops aren't even dead. Which is good, because they might be after I fail the next one. 1, 2, 3 damage. God, I do not enjoy Tommy. Is it better to kill a beat cop? Not really. I need him to potentially soak the horror that's about to come in. And then over here... Oh, this guy's readied, by the way. Lots of ghouls in this room. Stella can just trip them both and leave. It's getting to the point where Tommy's holding us back and Stella's gonna leave without him. This guy is ready, by the way. Stella can't reasonably go back because Tommy can't actually, like, kill these enemies. So what's about to happen largely depends on Tommy's RNGs. He might just be dying and taking a trauma. Stella's gonna go first. I'm evading at 4-3 here. There's really nothing I do to make that good, but I have lucky, so I'm technically up 3. Yeah, I'll take the pass. Then I evade again, and this time I'm up 2. Cool. Like I had more actions, but it's fine. And since they're no longer ready, I'm just leaving. And there are clues here, and I have to get the clues to continue. That's easy. That's my jam. All right, Tommy. Tommy's definitely alive, presently. We're gonna see how alive he is. I have a lucky in hand. I'm up 1 on this test. I put a damage on a beat cop. I kill the other beat cop. I gain 3 resources. Good stars, Tommy. I take a damage as I provoke an attack of opportunity. I get 5 resources. Oh, that shovel's in, by the way. I messed that up. I get 5 resources from his death because he's being slapped. And I take a damage as well, which I think I marked right before I did that. And I move twice. I was thinking he was probably just dead. Because as you'll notice, if he hadn't healed and instead had been damaged, if he had failed that check, because he hasn't like this is the total amount of health, because I just move things around between me and the beat cops. But if he fails that check, if I can't lucky out of it, he does just die. But as of now, it looks like we all lived. Oh, I actually have an action left. I've only moved twice. Get guard dog out. You need the soak. Upkeep. Vicious blow, and I think you just discard the wing and get that one. Seems pretty straightforward. 4-7 doom, evil cards. Oh, this guy hunts, and these guys are ready. Are you hunters? Thank God you're not. Oh, hello, Gug. Nice to see you. I've got gumption. Oh, hell yes, I can pretend to be Daryl for a second. I can discard cards all day. I don't care. It's fine. I'm gonna go first on... Oh, it's awkward. It's really awkward. If I go first on Tommy, I can't leave because there are clues. And if I go first on Stella, I'm gone and I can't give him the gumption for the lumbering Gug. I can voluntarily trigger the Gug. I can just take an attack of opportunity. Seems like that's the plan. I don't know what else I would be doing. Okay, so here's the deal. A long time ago, I was clicking this down. I've just been forgetting about it. I had it down to 2 before we came in here. And I've been wanting to sit on 3 until I needed a Mariner's Compass. Are we cool with pretending that happened? I'm almost not cool with that because it's so many consecutive misplays. It's currently difficulty 5-2. I'm gonna spend 3 resources, putting me at 0, which is a good chance of playing Look What I Found. Oh, for the love of fuck. I've got lucky, it's fine. I pass. Cool. I'm going to investigate with perception. That puts me at 4-4. That's not good enough. And neither rain nor snow. No, I can use Look What I Found to beat the whole bag. Yeah. I can't beat that. I get the action back at least. I use the winging it from my discard pile, because it gives me +1 essentially. Testing at 2-2 base. And I commit perception to be up 2, and I have lucky. Alright, we got there eventually. Draw a card, I get Look What I Found back. This does not go there, it goes in the deck. And now that I have the second clue, I'm going to move down. as my last action. You must discard one or more cards from your hand with two. It's fine. As long as I don't get ripped off of this in a hot second, it's fine. I get Lumbering Gugged. More specifically, my dog gets Lumbering Gugged. I take the horror part, though. He takes a damage. I will now evade the Lumbering Gug with Gumption. Just don't auto-fail. We're good. He's super exhausted because he's a Gug. And I think I'm just gonna leave. I think there's literally no reason for Tommy to stay here. All he's doing is risking death. Tommy resigns. Good luck, Stella. Upkeep phase, he hunts, he half-readies. 5 is 7 Doom. Why does it say there's a Doom on the board? Because there most certainly isn't. One of my clues must be upside down? Yeah, it just fell over off the pile. There we go. And singular evil card. At the end of the round, there is no end of the round. I resign. We do have to do slightly more steps. I need to discard cards with 2 icons. Overpower. Rain nor snow. Cool. Done. I also have another rain or snow, a look what I found, another overpower. Wasn't really a problem. I got a little bit closer towards the end. And as I said earlier, this is definitely the best chase sequence. It can be pretty tedious. I didn't draw any of the really, really annoying cards. There are 4 copies of Endless Descent. And what it does is it removes the topmost location from play and puts it at the bottom. So you have to go another location further in. And it's just very frustrating. But without that card, this is actually like kind of fun and not frustrating at all. Glad I didn't troll it. We get Resolution 1 since we've all advanced. And coming over to Resolution 1, Randolph survived the descent. We also possess the Silver Key, which would be this unique asset. 2-cost accessory. Whenever you would take horror, cancel 1. Gonna be honest, just don't care even a little bit. And we all get Victory X. Speaking of though, your body now walks within the slumbering dreamlands. Add a skull to the chaos bag. And then we move on to the interlude. Going to the interlude, we're gonna have the Black Cat share knowledge of the underworld. We're not asking for help either way. Neither of these apply to us. No one was captured, so just flavor text, no change. Over here, we shared the underworld. The Black Cat is not making any change. And that brings us to scenario 5, Dark Side of the Moon on Dreamside. I'll be back with you next time. That's not true. You've seen that several days ago, because the way I'm hearing this. I'll be back with you next time in this one with Where the Gods Dwell. But for now, I'm done. I've been Rather Go Errant. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and if you have, then like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one.